The next thing you know, me and him were splitting a bar of soap. So they weren't big on washing our mouth with soap. We literally had to eat half a bar of soap.
What was the brand? Lifebuoy?
I think it was Coast.
I had Coast too. I had to eat a bar of soap.
Yeah.
Got Coast. Coast isn't bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a little,
tang?
Yeah, there's a little tang. Kind of like cilantro a little bit. I like cilantro.
Yeah.
A lot of people say cilantro tastes like soap.
Yeah, maybe I have that and I just like the taste of soap. I don't know. But it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a little like scope. You know?
Yeah.
So these were just podcast questions.
Okay, podcast questions.
What's something that reminds you of your grandmother?
Oh.
Butterflies.
My set.
What do you mean your set? Oh, that set?
Yeah.
On the Never Not
Never
Funny,
been funnier.
Happier? I'm happy that I'm never not funny.
I love the bit, by the way. Always get the name of my show wrong. I love it very much.
The Never Been Happier podcast with Eric Trundy, or is it no Eric Trundy?
It's just Never Been Happier, but then we'll throw it in with Eric Trundy on the titles. Yeah.
I think people should watch your show and support you, especially if they know you. That's fucking rude.
Yeah, if you're one of my top 5 friends, used to be one of my top 5 friends, I would say.
Yeah. My favorite episode is the 6th one.
Yeah. Everybody loves that one.
Yeah, it's really a good one.
Episode 100.
Yeah, that's coming out next.
So your set reminds you of your grandmother.
Yeah. The Tiffany lamps and any of the crocheted blankets that I have, stuff like that. They remind me of my grandmother. Yeah.
Was she? Did she influence you at all? And not that that's a dumb question, but like in.
How did she impact your life?
Or like can you think of like some of your traits or ideals that sort of come from her, or that?
So all of the people on my father's side of the family are learners.
Learners?
Yeah. Everybody is. She was a career student. She went to school until probably a year or two before she died. Like she was.
Good for her. Yeah,
she just loved learning. And so every one of us was learners. And she was big on books and stuff like that. And so I carry that over with my kids. It was a real, if I punish them, everything's coming out of your room, or whatever punishment it was. I never took the books away.
That was actually maybe a mistake for me. Some of Owen's punishments sometimes would be like when he snuck the girl into the house and stuff. One of his punishments, he was like, all right, you need to read these 3 books before you, at least until you get your stuff back.
Right.
You know what I mean? You're grounded at least until these are read.
Yeah.
And then I may add more. Your mom may add more. Blah blah blah.
The only punishment I ever went towards books. So the punishments were just not involving the books. The books always stayed, because if I strip your cell and all you got is books, you're gonna read some fucking books. I don't have to tell you to read the books. But I did have a pretty mean punishment that the kids will make fun of me for on occasion, and that was where I made them write the dictionary. And they are all still to this day pretty bent out of shape about that one, but they're pretty good at describing how they feel.
This is superfluous.
Yeah,
that's funny.
They describe how they feel, So they all have great vocabularies, which I'm very proud of.
By write the dictionary, what do you mean? Like start at page 1 and write
Yeah.
How far would they have to get?
That was the punishment, is from here to here. I remember we were driving to Florida, and the youngest was on the G's or whatever, and he had to get a little further, and so they spread the punishment out between the 3 of them, and they finished the thing. But
they finished the dictionary
over the course of years. They finished the dictionary. Yeah.
Did you read it to make sure?
I mean, I would check in every now and again and read it. So they didn't fudge it. They wrote the whole dictionary over the course of some years in between all 3 of them. So you'd be like, all right, you fucked up. You're doing you do the B's. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Yeah.
I wonder if that's what Merriam-Webster's parents did.
I don't know. But, all my kids have pretty high IQs and are really good explaining things and talking. And they probably would have been anyways. But,
that's a great. It's weird. That's a really good weird punishment.
Yeah, you
raised
monks.
It was very much. It was overboard for sure, but to me it was always like, I don't know. I just the things I were afraid of were people harming them or them being stupid.
I can't believe that your kids were so like such bad kids that they made it all the way through the dictionary.
They were. They were great kids.
It was just over the course of years.
Yeah,
right?
they were great kids.
You'd think they'd have just made it through like maybe the G's, like, and then be like, okay, I get it. I'm not going to do this.
Well,
How many kids do you have again? I mean, it's like
my punishments were harsh.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I was overboard. I said, I was worried that they would get hurt, and I was worried that they would be stupid. Those two things were unacceptable to me. So the punishments were corporal in that way, but you know they were good. So yeah, that should I get from my grandmother is the learning stuff. She, like I said, she always went to school. She was always books. But everybody on that side of the family was. Even the dumb ones are really intelligent.
Learned.
Yeah. What about you, your grandmother?
I tried to read the dictionary once or twice before. You know, I never really.
Can't get into it.
I mean, it's
a hard read.
You rearrange those words.
It's hard to follow the characters.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, read them all day. Yeah. Put them in specific orders.
Specific order, alphabetical.
I have
I don't want to ruin the dictionary for anybody, but it starts with it's a story about an aardvark and he ends up in a zoo.
All right, this fucking guy. I have a dictionary. I have multiple dictionaries and multiple thesauruses around my house that I'll pick up every now and again just to fuck with. I love that stuff. It's super interesting to me.
Yes, I have quote books and stuff. Like I noticed one of yours was a quote book, and I'm like, I like that. You know, what I mean,
that was my grandfather's book right there.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arthur B. Trundy, the third. It should be on the front.
That's cool.
This is set up in a different way than I'm used to seeing them set up. Like it's by person almost. Mm-hmm. Like here's the one by Jeremy. Here's some by Sir John Suckling.
So that book, that's interesting, right? So my grandfather was a really fucking intelligent, like brilliant dude. And so I was cleaning out this, my uncle's a lawyer and he owns this, you know, he's a lawyer and a real estate guy. And he had this big property and he was giving me some money to kind of just clean some spaces out, get rid of all these boxes. And so I was getting rid of all these boxes and I found a box of books and I just took some books, and then it turns out a few of them my grandfather's books, which was pretty dope. So now I have there's a few more of them around, but I love having some of his old books. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
So he was A. Trundy Sr.
He called himself senior, but he was the third. Yeah, my father's the fourth.
Huh.
ABT.
You can't just, what are you talking? You can't just declare yourself the senior. You're
it's just
the
numbers.
third one.
You can do whatever you want when we're under threat of violence.
Yeah. You're like, he's like, we're starting the family over right here.
Well, you know, so.
What are junior and senior going to do? They're not here anymore.
What's he going to do? I fucking killed him.
Is that a thing you do, though? Like, once you name a junior, you rename yourself senior, like legally? Or is that just a thing?
Yeah, I don't think you die. Does anybody die a junior? That's a good question. Yeah, do you die a junior?
It's like a Sith Lord thing or something. Nobody dies a junior.
It's the Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't. What do you? What reminds you of your grandmother?
Butterflies.
Okay.
Monarch butterflies. She always had butterfly. She's still alive. She has a glass butterflies all over the house and loves butterflies. So every time I see a monarch butterfly,
monarchs are the black and yellow. Yeah.
Yeah. There's Nana, even though she's still here. But
that's cool.
Do you see yourself any traits of
a lot? Specifically, not recognizing when people are being mean.
Right.
Like it's just like, oh, that's sweet, thank you. And it's like they're making fun of, like they're teasing you, and she's just like, oh. And I have that too. It's just like Nana looks for the best in everybody, I think. Even if they don't deserve it, time after time, they've proved they don't deserve it. But I do that too, and it's just like, dude.
Yeah.
Like they've proved time and time.
Don't stomp that out of yourself. That's a good trait to have.
Yeah,
look for the good in people. I mean, that's a good trait to have. Sure, you start to recognize when you're good to people. The same thing with you. When you're good to people, or you're the guy in traffic, like go ahead, get in. Then all the assholes start taking advantage of you. So you can either keep being you and doing that,
and that's
or
what
you
happens.
can be like, you know what? Every time I'm nice, they get
take advantage.
Yeah.
I'm currently in process of working this exercise for the last week because I always notice this time of year it's a little dreary outside, especially when the weather's rainy like this. And people are out more often. I don't know why there's more people all of a sudden this time of year, but there just seems to be. And people are driving fucking stupid. And I caught myself getting upset a week or so ago driving, and people almost got hit twice on one drive, and it was just like, this
like,
is
am I invisible today?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so now, anytime somebody tries to get in front of me or cuts me off, I'm just like, yeah, go ahead. I'm at the grocery store when people stand in front of you and not paying attention, or they're cutting you off, whatever it is. I'm just like, I'm letting each of them just take it. I'm just like, all right, well, enjoy your day. I hope you get where you're going on time. I'm trying to like not let that. I'm waking up.
You're trying not to let people make you hate people.
Yeah, I'm just like I'm waking up expecting that people are going to behave like that, because there are things in their life that have them in that place today. And I hope the day gets better.
And there's nothing you can do about it.
There's nothing I can do about it.
And the more the anger,
and it's only gonna fucking. I'm only gonna take that juice and sit in it and give it to my kids.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not interested. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
And you're allowing them to pull you with you when you get angry at them. It's like, now
Go ahead.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna beep the horn. I'm not gonna fucking this fucking piece of shit. I'm just gonna be like, all right, well. Sorry your days like that.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get in front of me. I've been actively doing that for now about a week, and I'm just gonna. That's my goal to get through the holidays. Is just everybody's gonna behave the way they're gonna behave. I hope that their day's okay. I hope that they get wherever they're going in a safe and timely manner. You know.
Yeah. You know who hates Christmas is people that work in retail and blah blah blah. You know, or have jobs.
Yeah, it's like people are so rude to them.
Yeah. Somebody leaving the club a week or so ago was like, I got to get to, it just puts me in such a bad mood. I'm like, it's so interesting to think that like people working in that sort of customer service side of life, they're like, stupid Jesus and his birthday. Like, he ruins that. My life is miserable right now because of this guy.
Well, you know.
And they see like the worst in some people. Like,
well, yeah. I mean, when you're a facilitator, I guess, right? Like, the reason for the season, and we gotta, it seems to me that nobody is happier around Christmas. It seems like everybody's way more stressed.
I don't know. I find people like you. People are like, "Hey, Mary." There's a something about like. I think people are generally, except for the people working. You know what I mean? The rest of us are a little. What? Was something going on with my hair?
No, don't change nothing.
Sorry, I couldn't hold
it. Seth.
He looked like he was in a Who from Whoville.
It was great. And he was about to say something real serious. Fuck, man. We really dropped the ball on that one. We could have fucking got into all kinds of stuff and just let it be.
I should have hid behind the monitor. I couldn't.
Yeah, that's all right. Next time.
I couldn't
that's okay.
control it.
That's all right. I gotta know that Seth's gonna do that stuff sometimes and just let it. No, that was great.
I was like, I'm trying to talk to him, and he's just staring at the screen laughing. That's something like, what's happening?
No, it was great. You had your glasses up, and your hair was a good. It was great.
Had an alfalfa going on.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Are you a self-conscious person about stuff like that? Are you vain?
Not until I see it.
Oh yeah.
Then I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, I do get a little like, oh, I got to get a hat on. Like, it's I
try not to think about it, but it is difficult.
It is.
What reminds you of your grandmother, Tom?
Miller Lite, Social Security fraud.
She did it, or she got scammed?
They were big on. They were big on
protection.
No, she was big on scamming.
Scamming people.
Scamming people and stuff. Like, yeah. She was big.
What?
That's fantastic.
She at one point was a.
Hell's Angel.
Was like a bookie on Long Island.
Not far off.
Wow.
I said Hell's Angel as like a joke, but she's a fucking bookie.
My grandmother was like looking at, when you hear about her life, she was she drank a lot. She was a big drinker. She would
Lebanese?
do a couple things. No, she was the Irish side of, so she had that. She had that sort of, my grandfather's family was like, she's not even one of us, you know what I mean? Right. She's not Arab or whatever, or Lebanese. So, but, and I don't know, they had a crazy thing too, but she would drink a lot. She would, I remember she was a big Mets fan, to where she would like go down to spring training and actually drive some of the cars back and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if that means she was sort of a Susan Sarandon type groupie. I don't know, she might have been. I don't know why I got to make it out. She's not just a fan. She's, but who knows?
She really met the Mets.
Yeah, she really got to know the Mets. Who knows who my mom's dad really is. Anyway, what I'm saying is, she was that, and then they did like
Mookie Wilson.
So she, yeah. She was more of the Tom Cera, Nolan Ryan, Jerry Kuzman sort of, Ed Kranepool, those guys.
No, I know. I was just Mookie Wilson was the funniest name.
Yeah,
I could have
It is a funny name.
And so, but that, and then she did like, she took the bets, like the betting slips and stuff. So she ran sort of some stuff for nefarious people, or she did it herself. I'm not really sure. But there's a specific memory that my mom has of, my grandmother would hide some of the betting numbers and slips like in the ice trays of their thing, you know. But my mom has a specific memory of like helicopters and the FBI coming to bust my grandmother. Like she ended up on the cover of Newsday or something like at one point. Like
really,
like Long Island.
What's
grandma.
her name?
Her name was Harriet Dwyer, but I don't know that they'll be even on there. These are just stories coming from my mother, right?
Gotcha, yeah.
My mom tells a story of like the FBI sort of being there and like my mom specifically walking off with like a trash bag or two full of betting slips right past FBI people down the steps to throw it away as they were sort of coming in to the house. And then they in the news story, they apparently said something about how brilliant it was to put the betting slips hide them in the ice trays. And my mom talks about how my grandma was like, she was embarrassed by that. She's like, that's a rookie thing. Like, I can't believe you're embarrassing me like that. You know?
Yeah.
So she had that kind of stuff going on. I remember when she lived way out in Spionk, which was way out on the island, like they had, and they would get boarders. She would get like boarders that stayed in her house.
Boarders.
Yeah. Like Hey Arnold.
People that paid to live in. What did you say?
Like Hey Arnold. That's
It's
how
a
I know what
cartoon
that
on
is.
Nickelodeon.
Yeah. So she would get a lot of people that they weren't all there all the time. You know what I mean? So basically,
like
she was making it so that she got their government checks, and then she doled out money to them. So she was making money off of these people, and then. One of them you
could have just said
train
industrious.
Them to jump in front, they had
entrepreneur.
Yeah. So she found ways to make money sort of on the edge. You know what I mean? Like and then she would like somebody in the family or one of the good boarders or whatever would step in front of a Lance Cracker's truck or something and get, you know what I mean? And now they're getting checks. And,
how much?
So there was like that kind of stuff.
Better Call Saul.
I remember she raised. The birds that fight each other for cockfighting. She had some of those going on. There was always some sort of thing going on.
Wow.
But she was also probably the first person that I remember making laugh so hard that it made me laugh for 10 minutes, like just cool. Laying on the floor of her, of her house or whatever.
What were you doing to get her to laugh?
Her sister, my aunt, was super drunk.
Right.
And she probably was too, but my aunt was super drunk, and I just remember she was laying there I was laying there, and she was, Harriet. She wanted to read before she went to sleep. I need a book. Do you have any books, anything to read? And they're just going back and forth. She's just drunk as, shut up. They're yelling back and forth. And she's like, I need a book. She's like, I don't have a book. What do you, and finally my grandmother was like, well, I don't have a book. What do you want me to do? And I was like, could you write her one? Like I yelled at as a little kid. And then my grandmother just laid there sort of drunken, laughing at that, like it seemed like for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Like she was like, just laugh really hard, and then she'd stop laughing and not be laughing, and then you start to hear her sort of giggling again. That's great. And then
that's the first person you made laugh like that?
Not the first person. I remember the first joke I ever told. I remember it was maybe not the first joke, but
the opener.
I remember in my family being like, I'd heard a joke at school, and so I walk into the middle of my family in the living room, and I'm like, all right, what rhymes with trucker?
Oh.
And everybody's sucker, blucker, whatever. And then I'm like, no, it starts with, nobody was getting it.
Yeah.
So I was like, it starts with an F. And then my brother was like, fucker, and see. And then it's just dead silence. And the next thing you know, me and him are splitting a bar of soap. So they weren't big on washing our mouth with soap. We literally had to eat half a bar of soap.
What was the brand? Lifebuoy?
I think it was Coast.
I had Coast too. I had to eat a bar of soap.
Yeah.
Got Coast. Coast isn't bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of got a little
Tang?
Yeah. There's a little tang. Kind of like
Little
cilantro a little bit. I like cilantro.
Yeah.
A lot of people say cilantro tastes like soap.
Yeah, maybe I have that, and I just like the taste of soap. I don't know, but it's not bad.
Yeah, it's a little like scope. You know?
Yeah.
I wonder how often that happens now for kids having to eat a bar of soap. You know?
Mine was used. Was yours used?
I don't. You know what? I don't. That's
my guess is they didn't open a fresh bar for you.
Yeah. Hopefully it was not. It was like half of what was left. You know.
Yeah.
I just remember having to. Yeah, I got in way more trouble than I thought I would. I was like, come on, that's
that's excessive.
Yeah.
Well, make me write the dictionary.
Yeah.
You ran the light. That's what I
think I'd rather have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah. So it's like, do you have any sort of Pavlovian, like, you know what I mean? You smell that soap and it, you know, makes you laugh.
I used it for a while, but I only got the soap in the mouth once.
Do you remember what the thing was?
I think I was mad, obviously, about
you said,
something.
God damn it.
No, I can't remember. I think I said I was mad at something my parents did. I mean, obviously, I probably did something. And I was in the bathroom. I was like right near the source of the soap. I should have said it farther away. I think I said something like, this is fucking bullshit, or something that I didn't think anyone was around. And Dad heard it, and he was walking by. He was walking normal, and then I said, fucking bullshit. And he just went, and like just grabbed me, and then grabbed the soap, and it was like an instant.
I remember the soap.
Wow.
I remember the soap being a specific type of motion. You know what I mean? I just remember it being very. It seemed more violent than.
This is crazy that there's three of us in a room and we've all had to eat or get our mouth washed out with soap.
Yeah, I think that was a punishment that generation was just like, this is what we do. You say words we don't like. You know what I mean?
I was the last soap.
Did you do it to your kids?
No, I don't think so. I made them eat Tide Pods, but.
But that was just to see if I could go viral like Seth.
That's right. Trying to get 1 million views. Is that a shot at me? No, I don't think I ever washed my kids' mouths out with soap. I did a lot of things, but I don't think that was one.
What were you saying? It was violent, or it was like the movement?
Yeah,
You're talking about the movement.
Yeah, it really did feel like. It felt like they had done it before. You know what I mean?
Like they trained.
Yeah, it felt like they've been waiting for this moment. You know what I mean? Like, and you know, to be perfectly honest with you, they probably were. Like, so.
It was very fluid.
Yeah. And like, I could tell that they put some energy into thinking about this, and because it had happened to them so often. Probably, I can't wait to pass it down from generation.
We could all probably do it pretty quickly now.
I know exactly. That's what brought it up in my head. I was like, I know exactly. You know, so this is the bar of soap. Yeah. You're gonna grab that thing here. You know, you're gonna fucking just get it in there, work it around.
Yeah,
you know,
hit the teeth. And, you
know, but
and you're grabbing them like
might
this.
Might be why I'm into the fucking blowjobs.
I was just gonna say that's kind of a weird, like, you know? Open up. So that's interesting. That I wonder what percentage of people, like, if anybody still does that, or
leave it in the comments.
Yes, if you had your mouth washed up, let us know your age, when it stopped, like when your parents.
Yeah, you do it to your kids?
I wouldn't even consider doing it to my kid, and not because I'm like that was torture. It's just not a thing, you know. Like I don't know if I had a dog. Like I was thinking this yesterday about
liquid soap,
about
a dog
patience.
Okay,
like do people still? If a dog takes a crap on your rug or whatever, do that people still rub the dog's nose in it?
Of course.
That's still a go-to.
I mean, no, it's not. It shouldn't be, but
good.
People do that. People do all kinds of bad, stupid stuff.
Well, I don't know. I mean, that's what I mean. Have we sort of aged out of doing that to dogs, or now is that still like a soap washed out thing?
It's like everything else, right? Like there are people who still do stupid things, and then there is everyone else who has communicated and learned that these things are stupid and we move past them. You know what I mean? It's literally like everything else. We communicate now, so everybody should know that that's wrong. And then there are some people who they know that, and they're like, gay. You know what I mean?
What should I do if my puppy takes a crap in my rug?
Eat it.
Clean it. Clean it up and take the dog out sooner next time. It's like,
so it's not about training him; it's about training me.
No, you're supposed to like praise them whenever they go outside. Like you kind of like instead of like negative reinforcement, it's positive.
They don't relate.
They don't
relate that the action of rubbing their face into that thing on the carpet to putting that thing on the carpet. Those are separate moments. Their memories don't exist the way that ours do. They're not like, I'm getting my nose rubbed in this shit because I took a shit here 10 minutes ago.
Right.
Those 10 minutes, they don't exist in the same universe.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
The cat that we have now, we've noticed that like if it does something like hops on a counter or claws you or something or whatever, and you're like, duh, you kind of like, no. If you yell at this cat, it's like, okay, you know, and then it walks over to the door a couple minutes later or so, and it's like and then you let it out. And Serena's convinced that now it's like it's sort of embarrassed that it got yelled at or irritated that it got yelled at, and it's like, all right, I'm going to go outside now.
That's how I am.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'll take that negative reinforcement. If somebody's like, psst, I'm just like, oh, well, I'll go.
If someone just sprayed you with water, like, all right, I'm going outside.
I'll do a lap around the house, and I'm going to go sit outside by myself. I don't do this shit.
How does the cat meow, Tom? Is it a meow or a meow?
Yeah, what kind
meow,
of is it?
Meow. And like,
how is it?
Meow.
That's a good one.
Not bad, yeah.
It does it for food. It's not a big meower. It does it for like when it wants to. It's not our cat, but it's still like it's at home. It wants to come in.
I love a chatty cat. Mm-hmm. I love a dog that communicates or any howls. I'm a big howl guy.
I love a chirp from a cat.
Yeah, a little chatter.
Is there a better feeling from a cat than when it's laying there purring next to you?
No.
When you touch it? It's like, it's such.
And it does that little paw thing like this.
I would say yes.
Okay.
I would say yes. There is a better feeling.
What's that?
It's when they're doing that and they let you touch them little toe beans.
Yeah, and then they curl it over.
Get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Cat that lets you. I don't got room in my life for a cat that don't let me fuck with his toe beans. But a cat that does, like my cat, he's just super cool, man. I sit there and I'll just sit there watching TV, rubbing that cat's fucking toe beans, and he's all about it, baby.
Yeah.
And we are best friends. Yeah, that's the best feeling. I do
love
a cat.
Does only one cat let you do that?
Yeah, the other cat's a real piece of shit.
That's sort of what I had with Serena. I was like, this cat's making me like cats. And she's like, that's this cat, Tom.
Yeah.
There's cats that just...
Well, I don't know.
I'm not a big cat guy, but I like my cats.
There has to be some... I'm a big cat guy. I like most cats. I like almost all cats. Even my cat that I don't like, I like that cat. You know what I mean? But, I have to understand that cat don't like me because something happened to it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Cats are good cats. If you got a cat that's fucking with you, you did something wrong. Somebody did something wrong, whether it's you or not.
Now I got to worry about this cat's childhood trauma? Come on now.
I mean, things happen, you know what I mean? But that cat sounds like he's still pretty trusting, even though it's been through some stuff. The dog I'm fostering right now, she, I know she's been through some shit. So when she trusts me, it's like, that's a big deal. I don't take that for granted. Right. And when cats are nice to me, I don't take that for granted because they could very well not be nice to me. So I have the two cats. I got them from the same place. One of them is the coolest cat in the world, and one of them we're just roommates, man. Like he's only there because the other one likes him, and I don't have the heart to put him anywhere else. Like that cat would not exist if he wasn't in my house with me. You know what I mean? Because I have to be patient with him. I know that he's not going to give me the return that this other cat's going to give me. I look at my two cats as the two parts of my personality, right? This cat's fucking so cool. He's lovely to be around. He makes me feel good. And this cat don't give a fuck about me. He wants to be alone. Leave him alone. And we don't, you know what I mean? And I like that. That's how it is. That's just the understanding. And I used to be like, I'm going to break this cat. I'm going to get him to love me. He's going to trust me. He's going to let me pet him, blah, 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 blah. And then I'm just like, that's not his job. He's here. That's it. I'm gonna.
So I'd say the Paul. What do you call him, Paul? What?
Toe beans.
The toe bean. You like toe bean cat?
Yeah.
He's gonna watch some of your podcasts. The other one, The other one, he's not even gonna like him on Instagram.
Nah, dude. You don't want nothing to do with it. He's like, fuck this guy.
So don't let the fact that cat's an asshole make you not play with toy beans.
No, I'm always gonna play with toe beans. But and also I've accepted that this cat is that way. That cat is. I can't imagine the things that he's been through to make him not trust people that way. So
How does Bottom meow?
He barely does, man. Bottom doesn't meow very much. He'll hit a like when he wants to get out of a room. You know what I mean? He just makes noise when he wants to. When there's something.
They don't meow in the wild, right? That's a thing they do for human beings.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
I heard that somewhere.
Is that true?
I read that somewhere too. I don't know how true it is, but it's like an evolutionary.
There's a few wild cat reserves in the area. You should go check those out. The tours of those places are pretty
Shizzy's Wildcat Rescue.
Well, there is that one. Yeah.
So Going back to my grandmother. Here's
runner.
another memory I have of my grandmother was when she was dying, when she was at the end, laying, and I went and stopped by and saw her. This is probably 25, 6 years ago, because that's when I was first started dating Serena. Anyway, I go in to see her, and she's got that, she's in and out because she's in hospice kind of, and they're in between that stage of like, I remember my mom went and my grandma's husband was like, hey, can you sign this thing? Because they were going to try to continue to get her Social Security money and stuff after she was, that's the family that maxes out the credit cards as someone's about to die. You know what I mean? It's, real humans, And, but I remember, I remember being in the room with her, and she's, Tommy, she's talking to me, and she's like, these people are trying to, they're trying to kill me. Like, they're trying to kill me. I'm like, well, you're not healthy. Is there anything you need? She's like, you got to get me out of here, Tommy. Blah, blah, blah. And she's like, I'll give you $60,000 if you get me out of here right now. I'm like, okay. Will you fit in the trunk? You know what I mean? Like that kind of
the cuckoo's nest thing.
It was like, but she was very convincing.
I would have taken 6 punches from Mike Tyson.
Yeah. She offered me like 10 grand to help her get away. Yeah. And then so in my mind, I'm a little like, because I don't know that she's being delusional and all that. Maybe she's not. She sounded very convincing to me. I haven't been there the whole time. So I'm like, oh, really? They're doing what to you? And she had the audience that was getting ready to grab her out of that thing and throw her in my car and send her, help her get away. And I was like, where do you want to go? She's like, I just need to get out of here, blah, blah, blah. They're trying to kill me with this stuff, And it was just a weird feeling to listen to someone that's so convincing that you're like,
what do you think?
And then I walk out, and my cousin's like, Tom, you can't listen to what she's saying.
So what do you think about that now?
It's just what happens. Like when you're dying and you're on all that morphine and stuff, you're just gonna say crazy. There's a part of obviously that she believes that, and it is happening. She's dying. So she's in a panic and she wants to get away, and she, but she at the time I was like, are they mistreating you? Like what's happening?
Yeah. So were they not? Do you know?
I don't even know.
Yeah. When you are Nana's age, when you are that age, what do you hope your situation to be? Because Sethy Boy, I don't know if you know this or not, he has a video that went viral. He has 1 million views on it, and he talks about his grandfathers and what they wanted when they're old. And there is a little bit of that. I've been guilty of that. I'd be like, just drop me off in the woods, spin me around, and send me on my way.
Yeah.
Which, those aren't things that the people who love you are gonna fucking be able to do. It's just it's a way of us not dealing with our actual emotions, right? But
I don't know what I'd want. I really don't. It's like I don't know if I worry about that, so I don't project. But
you don't think about it?
No, I didn't think I was going to make it till I was 30, and then I didn't think I was going to make it till I'm 40. So I just
But now, what do you think?
Now I feel like at any time I could go, I'd be fine with that. I had a good run.
But what happens when let's say you hit 88?
I'm going to be annoyed by everything. I'm going to be annoyed by how I look.
Well, yeah, obviously.
Oldest guy in the room.
How much hair? I'm going to be annoyed by how much hair is in my ears that I can't even see anymore to pull out. You know what I mean? Like
do you take care of the hair in your ears? Do you pull it out?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not being accusatory or asking weird stuff. I have.
He wants to collect it.
I got a job.
I got to do the eyebrows because if I don't, I'll be like that guy from the Life Chiropractic thing that has them all. I'm assuming maybe I wouldn't be.
Like fucking moose antlers.
I would have the one eyebrow going across and just the moose. Like I think I would. I mean, it seems like
Eugene Levy.
So,
I don't know who I was telling that. I don't know if it was you or not, but I remember being a young kid, and my father and my uncle had all of these super intelligent friends. They were all in politics, and they were college professors and really intelligent people. And I was young, so I was looking at them. I could picture it so clearly, having I remember them being brilliant conversations, but I couldn't take anybody seriously because they had these fucking whistlers out of their nose every time they talk. And I just I can't take you seriously. Like, clean that up. You know what I mean? And they wouldn't. And it made me so crazy. Our friend Nicky Cha-Cha had this show where he would watch reality shows, and he brought me to one of them. And one of them was My Strange Addiction. And we're watching it, and the whole time we're watching it, this one lady's like snorting baby powder, and this other person's eating fucking whatever, something weird. And the whole time I was just like, I feel bad for these people. This is a real human interest thing. Like, we should be getting them therapy, not putting cameras in front of them, But then I asked the crowd, I was like, does anybody here have any strange addictions? And they were like light things. And I was like, and then I thought, I was like, I don't have any strange addictions. And then a couple weeks ago, I realized I wax my nose hairs like a lot, like a good bit. Like
maybe that's why your eyes were watering so much the other day.
Yeah. No, I don't think so. No, because I do it.
What do you mean you wax them?
I wax them.
What does that mean?
So I'll bring them in. We can do it here on the show if you'd like. So you get some wax. You put it in a little cup, a little water. You put that in the microwave. It's like 3 minutes. You get it all waxed up. You know.
Oh, like they would for your eyebrows or whatever.
Yeah. And you take a little these two little things and you pop them up in the nose there, and you let it sit, and then you pull them out.
Yeah, do you scream? Does it like hurt?
Nah, I like honestly, I kind of like it. Like it's a weird thing. I don't mind it. I know I ain't got no whistles hanging out the fucking bottom of my nose. You know what I mean?
That cleans it. That's like you got like a Brazilian on your nostrils.
Yeah, dude. But I used to try to get in there with little scissors. I fucking for a while was like shaving the inside of my nose with like a razor. I never told anybody.
That's insane.
Is it? Yeah.
Not insane. Not insane. Like, oh, you're a crazy person.
A lot of judgment over here.
I'm saying that's insane. Like the precision you have to do and the.
That's, I just can't stand it. So
I get the little scissors, and you know what I mean.
You get little scissors, but that seems human. You know,
it's annoying though.
I haven't gotten there yet.
I have the electric trimmer that I would do every now and
then.
Yeah,
I would like
it just doesn't get close enough.
It doesn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's why when you brought up the ear thing, I wasn't like judging. I'm asking, like, so you get in there with the little scissors as well?
Not scissors.
How do you do it in the ear?
Just like a what are
tweezer?
They called? Tweezer, and it's like you get like I can feel sometimes I'll be like this, like, oh man, and then you look at it and there's a bunch of hair. You're like, oh my god, let me get rid of those. You know what I mean? Yeah, this is.
It's weird stuff that.
It just happens when you get older. You don't have to worry about it. I remember my dad telling me one time, they're gonna have to when you get haircuts for a while, in a little while, you're gonna start needing them. They're gonna start doing your eyebrows, and I'm like, I'm not doing that. You know? Like I'm not gonna be the guy putting just for men in my hair and fucking worrying about hair in my ears. I'm just gonna age gracefully.
Yeah.
There's no.
And then one day you're at Great Clips, and all of a sudden they got the comb and the razor. They're like, oh, why won't you give us your phone number?
That's a great callback.
From like 6 months ago.
Deep cut. We'll put a link.
No, I think our viewers appreciate some of our callbacks to episodes from before.
Before they started watching it.
Yes, right. If you're a viewer, let me.
Why are you looking at the curtain?
Not at any. There were not any of those.
I did that for comedic effect.
You looked at the one place there's not a camera.
That was comedy. You didn't ruin the comedy.
That was fantastic.
Yes. Leave a comment in the post. Leave a comment in the post if you also wax your nostrils. What was I going to tell them to leave a comment for? I don't even remember.
So I am. It is a curious thing, like the grooming aspects that men end up with that never get talked about. You know what I mean? So, because I asked the guy who cuts my hair, I was like, I got to figure out a way to take care of these fucking nose hairs. He's like, oh, I just wax them. I was like, oh, son of a bitch, I had no idea.
I think there's one of those things where if you're yanking out your hairs in your nose, that it increase in some sort of weird thing that can happen to your,
those nose hairs are there for a reason. But I've been doing this since I was a kid. Look at me, I'm a strong, healthy guy now.
They should make, like you're saying, they should make a little razor that's almost like those things that you're supposed to stick up in there with. It's got a little flashlight, and you're like, you know.
They do have those.
Yeah. But do they have one that's a razor that you can?
No, they have one that's like a little beard trimmer.
Yeah. They have the beard trimmer, but like you're saying, you want it closer.
I like it clean, baby.
Yeah.
I want that thing clean.
How often do you have to wax them?
Shooting out of that thing.
I do want them sliding right out. I do it more often than I should. 1,000,000%.
Once a week? Once every 2 weeks?
As often as I think about it.
Okay.
Well, nose hairs are good for you, though, a little bit, you know?
Yeah, it's what I hear. I don't like them.
Yeah.
I hate them, dude.
It's distracting to you.
They make me crazy. I can feel them constantly. I get real self-conscious.
Yeah, I don't like my nose.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the inside of my nose. Yeah,
I'm not a fan of just the way my nose, like.
You don't like your nose in general?
I got these fucking monster nostrils.
Your
like
nostrils
from the
I
sides,
like
it's like
strong nose.
Huh? You got a good nose.
I like that nose.
Yeah, you should be thankful for your nose.
Okay.
You should be thankful for your nose. All the work that this is real. We don't thank our bodies enough for how much work they do.
Oh yeah, you're
Because
right.
you had a great point. I was making fun of my butthole one day. Like, that thing's been through a lot. I was like, I had never thought of it, dude. I was like, this fucking thing been through wars for me, dude.
It's such a mean thing for me to say.
No, but it's
oh my
true.
God.
No, it's true, dude. I was always like, this fucking butthole, real fucking piece of shit, this butthole. And you're like, that butthole's 46 years old and has been through fucking some things, dude.
I can't believe the things that you let me say to you, like about like all the horrible things that have happened to you, and I'm just like, this is funny, huh? Like that you don't punch me.
I didn't take the,
and by more I mean at least.
I didn't take the butthole thing as me being molested as a kid
okay.
until you just said that now.
What are you
Now
talking about,
I'm
me?
upset about it. I thought you were just talking about regular maintenance. I think you were talking about, you know.